Hello chums, Robert Ross, comedy historian here again in Comedy Cottage. Hope you're well and staying in, obviously. The next of these crazy little films we're doing, it turns out to be a daily basis now, so we'll keep the momentum going as long as we can. I'm enjoying them anyway, I hope you are too. Today we're going to talk about one particular person, and that is one of my closest and dearest and most favourite of actors, Patrick Troughton, who would have been 100 today, and there he is in Toby Jug form. I've got the other incarnations, the other shades of the personality from, what is the continuity now? It's all gone to pot, isn't it? But from William Hartnell all the way through to Sylvester McCoy, so 1 to 7. Old school 1 to 7, but obviously Patrick Troughton was number 2 in the line of great Doctor Who's. If you know me well personally, you know my absolute passion for all things Doctor Who, so I thought I'd just dedicate this one to the great Patrick Troughton. He's an actor I adore. His comedy credentials are quite huge actually, so he does get in under the wire in terms of the hashtag daily comedy. He worked with the two Ronnies and Frankie Howard in Whoops Bad Dad, the Goodies, stay well chaps, you super chaps 3, stay well, Dick Henry, Stanley Baxter. So he did lots of good comedy work over the years, and some lovely films from Hammer Films I adore, like Scars of Dracula, and that other wonderful British horror film, The Omen. If you see his performance in that, it is absolutely outstanding. But as I say, he's best loved and best remembered for number 2 Doctor Who. So there he is. We might show you the other Toby Jugs in that range over the coming weeks and months of this crisis we all find ourselves in. But as it's a Doctor Who centric film today, I should send out a shout out to Emily Cook, who works for Doctor Who magazine, the great guys at Doctor Who magazine. Emily's had this great idea to have a tweet-a-thon along with old episodes of Doctor Who. We had Stephen Moffat doing his wonderful Day of the Doctor a few days ago. Tomorrow, the 26th of March, would have been 15 years, or is 15 years, since Rose was first broadcast, the first episode of the Christopher Eccleston and Russell T Davies era, and Russell T is going to jump onto Twitter and give us a sort of like a tweet-a-thon tomorrow. So that's 7 o'clock tomorrow. We'll put Emily's at below me here. I think it's at Emily_Racina, but we'll put it down there too. And I can't mention Doctor Who without mentioning one of my dearest and closest friends, Toby Hadoke. Now Toby is the brain of Britain, the brain of the universe on Doctor Who. His knowledge is just incredible. But not only that, he's a great actor and a great comedian. And if you follow Toby, we'll put his, I think it's just Toby Hadoke, I think, but we'll put his at the bottom here too. So I first encountered Patrick Troughton's Doctor in that glorious repeat season back in 1981 when the BBC showed just ahead of Peter Davison's incarnation coming on to full power in early 82. They did this season called The 5 Faces of Doctor Who, and of Patrick Troughton they showed his complete story, The Crotons, and they also showed The 3 Doctors, where Pat came back with William Hartnell in a time eddy to help out the then current Doctor, John Pertwee, in The 3 Doctors. So I watched those 2 serials probably for the first time ever, I should think, and I wrote a fan letter to Patrick Troughton, and I got an answer. So I've dug into my vault here. This is one of my most treasured possessions. I picked up this photograph of Pat a few years after this letter arrived, but I'm reading this. This is a Patrick Troughton letter on his wonderful Basil Bond paper, and it's dated January the 28th, 1982. You have a quick look at that, and it reads, "Dear Robert Ross, thank you for your letter. I'm afraid there's no more photos, but I've put my autograph below for you. All the best, Patrick Troughton." And at the bottom he's put, "Best wishes, Robert, Patrick Troughton, Doctor Who 2. So there you go. That's going back into the vault. You can't have that. Okay, until tomorrow, and please keep well. Please watch along with Doctor Who tomorrow. And until then, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.